going to be answering the most common questions that we get on our channel about us or about keto. So the most frequently asked question we get are, what is that? This is a dog. His name's Oliver. He is half Chinese crested, half Pomeranian, and he is 11 years old. And his brother, actually a litter mate, Henry, is also 11 years old. And a lot of you have been asking, where did you get him from? Well, I literally got him on Craigslist. I was scrolling through Craigslist, and a lady was giving him away for $100. And so I went and I got him.
He was really cute, though.
He was 4 months old, and she was just like $100. Came with the carrier, the shots, everything. Isn't that a deal?
Yeah.
I know. Brought him home, and he bonded with Mama. And my husband did not like that very much. So we went back and got Henry, and she just gave him to us for free. So it was a buy one, get one free. Lifelong friend for buy one, get one. $100.
Pretty much they were adopted. Let's just be honest.
Pretty much. So many people are like, oh, those dogs are so expensive. I'm like, not really. I got them at like bargain basement prices.
Their litter mates had all hair, right?
Right.
And they had actually like the Chinese crested where they are kind of, they're naked on the bottom. They're really friendly. And they have their own little personalities. So the next question that we get all the time, and actually I've been getting this question my entire life, is what ethnicity are you? And if you Google keto twins, that's the top question that's asked, like keto twins ethnicity, which I think is like really funny because we don't really look like any type of ethnicity. Some people are like, are you Hispanic? Are you Asian? So to answer that question, we are half Malaysian and half Scottish Irish. My father is white from Ireland, Scotland, and my mother is from Malaysia, which is a country in Southeast Asia. I actually paid for Ancestry DNA, and there's like 20 or 30 different countries listed, and it changes all the time. So pretty much we're like a mixture of a lot of different countries. So does that answer your question? Not really, but I would say when someone asks me this question, I say we're half Malaysian, half Irish.
So the next question we always get is, because you can't really tell on camera, is how tall we are. And a lot of people don't know this, but we are actually really tall. I'm 5'11" and Sarah is 5'10". So when we say how much we weigh, sometimes people don't get it. My previous goal weight was 150 pounds. To a lot of people, that seems like a lot, right? But like when you're 5'11", that's really small. We are tall. We've always been tall.
Our grandfather in Malaysia was like almost 7 feet tall. So we get those genes from him.
I'm glad we stopped growing. We've been this tall since we were like 12 or 13 years old. At some point, I was like, please let me stop growing taller, because we were already taller than everybody else. So the next question that we get really often is how long it took us to lose the weight. And we're just gonna like say the shortest answer, because I know a lot of you guys who are just starting, you wanna know how fast it's gonna take you. I would say that the first 80 pounds or so came off in the first 8 months, but then after that, slowed down completely. I think our bodies they adjust for the most part, and then you have to eat less and less to lose more and more, and at some point your body's like, nope. So when Sarah's wedding came around in August of that year, I was down to around 190 pounds. In the beginning, your weight loss is going to go by really fast, and then not, right? And you know what? We're content for the most part. Like, most of the weight is off. I really don't know if losing much more weight is going to change my life drastically. We are considered healthy weights for the first time in our life. We're just trying to relish in that right now and enjoy it.
So the next question involves our Truffles, and we get this question like 5 times a day. I'm not joking. It's asking if we refrigerate our Truffles, and the answer to that is yes, we do, because Truffles in essence are still cheese and egg and almond flour and xanthan gum. So we definitely refrigerate our Truffles. I don't think that they're shelf stable after you cook them. I tend to be on the safe side with refrigeration, like soy sauce. I don't know if you can, should you refrigerate that? I don't know. I do, because I don't know. So when in doubt, put it in a refrigerator.
Right. It's funny because we have gotten this question at least 1,000 times. I'm not kidding. I pinned a comment on all our Truffle videos because we were getting questions so much, and we try to answer all of your comments, but it's getting to the point now where we're getting hundreds of comments a day, and it's really hard to keep up with all the comments. So yes, refrigerate your Truffles.
Another question that we get all the time is, why don't you guys make more videos? And we love that people ask this question because it means that you guys are really enjoying our content, and we love making these videos. At this point, we can't physically make more because it takes us so much time to film them and edit them. It takes us like 20 hours from start to finish to like film the video, plan the video, edit the video. There's like a thumbnail. There's all these things that go behind it that people don't see. We do have like 210 videos on our channel. Please go and check those videos out if you haven't already, because you know, YouTube doesn't really serve you everything.
So at this point, we are editing and shooting our videos all by ourselves, and we are learning how to edit and produce video content that we are proud of and everything like that. And we do put a lot of effort in our videos, so that's why we can't upload more.
We don't have any plans on stopping doing content. We love content creation, and we love making videos for you guys.
And by the way, this video is sponsored by LMNT. LMNT is a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything that you need and nothing that you don't. That means lots of salt with no sugar. LMNT contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Sarah and I have been drinking LMNT for years. We've been talking about it for years on this channel because it is truly the best tasting electrolyte supplement that we have ever tasted, and we've tried a lot of them. So you might be wondering, why do you need an electrolyte supplement? Well, when you go into ketosis, something happens. You lose a lot of water, and in that water are your electrolytes.
LMNT replenishes your electrolytes so that you feel better. Our favorite flavors are citrus salt, raspberry salt, and orange salt, but they're all very delicious.
We like ours pretty salty, so typically we use a whole pack when we drink it. Sarah and I are really bad about drinking water usually, but when we have LMNT, we keep up on our water game. And for a limited time, our Keto Twins community can get a free sample pack from LMNT. All you have to do is pay for shipping. You can visit the link in the description and get your sample pack today.
Thank you so much to LMNT for sponsoring another video on our channel, and thank you guys for supporting our sponsors.
So the next question that we get is what kind of advice that I would give to someone just starting keto. We know that a lot of our viewers have been on keto for a long time, but there's a lot of people that are just discovering us now and they are confused and they don't know what to do. And I always say the same thing. If you are just starting keto, please keep it as simple as possible in the beginning and you will find the most success that way. I know that you can get bombarded with how many recipes there are. There are amazing cooks, chefs making these incredible dishes now. It's great and everything, but it can be really overwhelming with all of the cost involved. I think that the way to find success is to take that first 4 to 6 weeks to eat as simply as possible in the beginning. That means meat and a keto-friendly vegetable with butter, salt, spices. Keep it simple. You are going to lose the most weight possible. You don't even need to count anything because your body, it's just going to realize that these foods are what you should be eating. You're going to get fuller when you should be getting full. I know that there's so many ways to bombard yourself with all this information, the different oils that you can have, the different types of grass-fed versus whatever. But if you are literally just coming to us and you are obese and you just want to lose weight and you don't want to nitpick it, please just eat meat and a vegetable with some kind of fat, butter, oil, and you are going to find success. And then you can always make it as strict as you want later. You can always try all these crazy concoctions later that are amazing tasting. But in the beginning, if you do that for every meal, you will lose weight.
I tell every single person that asks me this question, I say you need to take before and after pictures, even if you don't show anyone else and you keep them to yourself, and measurements, because there are going to be weeks or months even that you don't lose anything, and these pictures and these measurements are going to come in handy to keep you motivated to keep going. I've always said that I'm a picture taker. I'm the person in the group that's annoyingly taking pictures because I know that you're going to appreciate them later on. And I always say that I look back at these videos on our YouTube channel and I am so happy that we have them, even though when I was taking those videos and those pictures, I was horrified, mortified by them. And I'm so happy that I have those to look back on. So late last year, we actually announced that we were working on a guide, and we are still working on it. We are very close to completing the guide. Emily has been working a lot on it. We really wanted to give you guys as much value as possible with this guide. So we actually filmed videos specifically for this guide because people like a supplemental video that goes along with each chapter. So that's what we did. We're really excited about it. We're working on it and we hope to get it launched here in the next couple of weeks, if not early next year. Emily's like acting like she's surprised by this, but we've been talking about it. We're going to try to button it up for you guys. We're just really putting on the finishing details on it. Right, Emily?
Writing is hard, okay? Okay, so the first question that we get about our husbands are they keto? And the answer to that is sometimes, because they will eat what we make and then they will eat what they want too. And, you know, that's fine. I'm not gonna like harp on him to do keto all the time. Anyway, so they're keto some of the time, and then if they want to eat food, some people are like, well, do you have to make your husband food? No. If they want to eat keto, then here it is. But if they want to eat, you know, a pizza, I'm not gonna make them one.
Honestly though, the majority of the time they do want to stay keto during the week. It's just during the weekends. They do indulge in beer. Like Emily and I hang out on Fridays most of the time and we order food out. Emily and I will always pick like a keto option, but they sometimes won't. And is that, you know, temptation for us?
Yes.
It is. But, you know, part of this journey is learning to say no to those things. Like, do we have chips in the house? Yes, we do. I just don't eat them. Mm-hmm. You have to build up that wall, like, to figure out how you can, you know, stay away from those cravings. And I am not bothered by those types of things in the house anymore. I know a lot of people are like, feel unsupported by their partner because they're not doing keto, but it's up to you to make the choices. And those people, you can't rely on them, not rely on them, but you can't expect them to be as hardcore about it as you are. It doesn't mean that they don't support you on your journey, but maybe they don't feel like they need to be keto 100% of the time, and that's their choice. And that's what, you know, our husbands are the same way.
So if they want to eat what we make, you're more than welcome. If you want to indulge, then indulge on your own time. That's I'm not going to be making carb-filled food.
But our food tastes good whether you're on keto or not. Like a steak and a spinach, you know, cream of spinach. They're meals that someone would enjoy whether they're on keto or not. We're making like a protein and a vegetable. A salad with protein on it and ranch or something. That's something that's like enjoyable by anybody that's not on a ketogenic lifestyle. So, and if they want chips and salsa, it's there, they can have it, but I'm just not eating it.
Right. So the second question that we get a lot is, what do our husbands think about the YouTube channel?
I don't know what they think, honestly. I think they're confused by it. You know, Emily and I are always talking on the phone, discussing like video ideas, the edits of our videos, the thumbnails, all these like intricacies that you guys are probably not interested in, but we are talking hours a day on FaceTime. And our husbands think that we're just talking about nothing, honestly, most of the time. They think we're just having fun talking. So I don't know if they know how serious we're taking it. We are having fun, and we do. That's the problem too, is that we do have fun when we're filming together. We normally would be hanging out together anyway. I think they're happy about it now. My husband's always here when we're filming, so he has to kind of be quiet when we're around, but they're just pretty much supportive with whatever we want to do. And we're the type of people that we're going to do it anyway. It doesn't really matter if they are supportive of it or not.
Well,
that's
I
just
think,
our personality.
You know, it's funny. Brad was like, "Hun, do you realize that you have almost 50,000 subscribers?" I'm like,
yeah. No.
And he's like he's telling me like I should be surprised. I'm like, yeah, I know. I check the number every day. It's like obvious. Anyway. So another question that Sarah and I get about ourselves a lot is because we spend so much time together, do we fight? And the answer is honestly not that much. I think it's because we are just like one person, really. I mean, we get into tiff where we get annoyed with one another, but we don't really let it get far enough where we say hurtful things.
Right. And I think that we maybe have had explosive fights probably about a handful of times in our life. And for a while, Emily and I lived farther away from each other. We really didn't hang out. Like, Emily was living in downtown Chicago. I was living with my parents at the time. So there was times when we didn't see each other for like months.
Mm-hmm. We both want the best for
each other.
And the thing.
And each other.
Yeah. So if we both succeed, we both succeed. There's never any kind of like jealousy or anything like that. I mean, I might have been a little jealous when you were losing weight faster than me. It was never like in a negative way. I just was upset of myself for getting bigger than she was and all that kind of stuff. So I would say that for being together as much as we are, talking as much as we are, we have a very good relationship. And when you go into something like this YouTube channel where you have to work with someone constantly, be on the phone with them constantly, it really does help to have someone that is on the same
trajectory.
Right. That they think the same way about it, that they take it as seriously as you do, and they're willing to put the exactly same amount of work. Because it could easily become lopsided where one person is doing more than the other, and so there's resentment. Because this channel, like I said before, an 8 to 10 minute video does not take 8 to 10 minutes to make. It takes like 20 to 30 hours to make. We try to
balance it out so that we're both doing an equal amount of work on the channel, and I couldn't see doing this with anybody else, honestly.
So one of the questions and comments that we get a lot is why I talk more than Sarah. And what you guys don't see is that a lot of the time we cut down these videos a lot. So it will be a lot of back and forth, but then we choose which was articulated better or in a more
succinct way.
Yeah, in a succinct way, because audience retention is really important on YouTube to get discovered. And so if we're just droning on and we're parroting the same things back to each other, we just decide, okay, this sentence here is
repeated.
Right.
So and we pick the best version of it.
And a lot of the time, Sarah and I think the same thing. It's not like I have all these opinions and Sarah doesn't think them. It's just that I was able to get it out faster or shorter, and so that's the one that we choose. Does that make sense? I don't think that it's that we, I'm just like bombarding her and
you're
saying
not bogarting the conversation or anything. The way that my thought process is more in bullet points. So when I have a thought, it's very short and it's succinct, and there's not much like explanation behind it. Emily is able to articulate it better, and that's just pretty much how it is. In the beginning, I was very self-conscious about it and stuck in my own head of like, how can I contribute to this conversation? Nowadays, I realize that my position is more to like support the conversation, and I do try to contribute as much as I can when and when it makes sense. So
I think that it would be different if it was like a podcast scenario where you could just like, go on and just, bounce the idea back and forth while you get this thought together. But YouTube videos are not the same as a podcast, and you need to get it done quick and to the point. And sometimes I'm able to do it better than she is, although you do have good things to say. But a lot of the time, we're saying the same thing. It's just that we're saying them in different ways.
Right.
And so when we articulate it, it's like, which one is the shorter? And it turns out that mine is typically. So, I mean, if you ever want to hear us talk for 2 hours on a podcast, let us know. I know
like this video is probably an hour long.
Yeah, we've been talking
a lot, and you're going to see probably 15 minutes of it. It's like we don't script our videos.
I just feel like scripting it doesn't lead to like a genuine thing of us talking the way that we would normally talk. We used to, by the way. We used to write down almost everything that we would say in the first couple of videos because we felt like learning how to flow to the camera is something that it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, for sure.
And so in the beginning, we were scripting what we were going to say, but then we were so caught up on the script and saying exactly what was on the script that it didn't come off natural at all. And it took us like 7 hours to film a video that was like 10 minutes long at the end of it. We were terrible. Every type of video and every social media platform has a different format to the way the content needs to be produced. And a lot of people don't get that. Like if you're going on Facebook, it has to be different. If you're going to be making a podcast, it has to be different. On TikTok, it's a different type of content altogether. On Instagram, who knows? I mean, we just post random stuff on Instagram. If you want to follow us, we're at Keto Twins Official. But because there are experts in everything, and we chose YouTube to be that. So that just is a little example of how, YouTube works. So that wraps up these questions that we frequently get on our channel. If you guys have any other questions you would like us to answer, please leave them in the comments section below. We will try to get to them at some point. Maybe on our Instagram, we'll start answering some questions for you guys. Remember, our merch is live for the time being. Hopefully, they'll want to continue selling it with us. So check it out. There's going to be a link in the description.
Or there might be a merch shelf.
Yeah, or if the merch shelf is working, it might be there. Anyway, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins, signing out.